Have you ever wondered if there are still truly wild and untouched places left on our Earth? In a world filled with bustling cities and interconnected lives, it can seem as though every corner has been explored. Yet, our planet holds secrets in its deepest, most remote pockets. There exists a place so far from any human settlement that it challenges our very idea of isolation. It is a spot on the map where you are closer to astronauts in space than to any other person on land. This lonely expanse of water is a testament to the sheer scale and enduring mystery of our magnificent world. This incredibly remote location has a name, Point Nemo. It is not a piece of land, not an island, but a specific point in the vastness of the South Pacific Ocean. The name Nemo was inspired by Captain Nemo from Jules Verne's famous novel. In Latin, Nemo means no one, which is a perfectly fitting name for this place, as it is truly the oceanic pole of inaccessibility. It is the single point on the ocean's surface that is farthest from any landmass. Reaching it is a monumental task, a journey into the heart of an immense blue desert. Imagine standing on a boat at Point Nemo. If you look in any direction, all you will see is an endless horizon of water. The nearest land is over 2,688 kilometers away. To the north lies Ducie Island, a part of the Pitcairn Islands. To the northeast is Motu Nui, one of the islands near Easter Island, and to the south you would find Maher Island, off the coast of Antarctica. These are not bustling continents, but tiny, uninhabited or sparsely populated specks of land. The sheer distance from civilization makes Point Nemo one of the most secluded spots imaginable on our planet. Because it is so incredibly far from everything, Point Nemo is a place of profound silence and solitude. No ships pass through this area on their regular routes, as there is simply no reason to do so. It is not a destination for trade, tourism, or fishing. This isolation creates a unique environment, a part of our world that remains largely undisturbed by the constant noise and activity of human life. It is a place where one can truly appreciate the immense power and quiet majesty of the ocean, a reminder of how much of our planet is still governed by nature alone. Reaching Point Nemo is an extraordinary challenge, not for the faint of heart. It is a journey that requires immense preparation, a sturdy vessel, and a great deal of time. The nearest inhabited lands are so distant that a trip there and back would take many weeks, even with a fast boat. Sailors would need to cross thousands of kilometers of open ocean, facing unpredictable weather and powerful currents. There are no nearby ports for shelter or supplies, making the voyage a true test of endurance and self-sufficiency for anyone brave enough to attempt it. The difficulty of visiting this spot means that very few humans have ever passed through it. The people who discovered Point Nemo, a team of survey engineers, did not even travel there themselves. They found its location using sophisticated computer software in 1992, calculating the exact coordinates that were farthest from any coastline. The first person to physically reach the spot was a Spanish sailor competing in a round-the-world yacht race. For most of us, it remains a place we can only visit in our imaginations, a symbol of ultimate remoteness on our own planet. The waters around Point Nemo are often described as a biological desert. Because it is so far from land, very few nutrients are washed into this part of the ocean. The wind does not carry much organic matter here either. This lack of nutrients means that the building blocks for life are scarce. As a result, the ocean here supports very little marine life compared to coastal areas or even other parts of the open sea. You would not find large schools of fish or abundant plankton. It is one of the least biologically active regions in the entire world ocean. Despite this apparent emptiness, life does exist here, though it is incredibly sparse and often microscopic. Scientists have discovered bacteria and other simple organisms living in the deep-sea vents on the ocean floor below Point Nemo. These creatures do not rely on sunlight or nutrients from the surface. Instead, they get their energy from the heat and chemicals released from the Earth's crust. It is a fascinating example of how life can find a way to survive in even the most extreme and seemingly inhospitable environments on our planet. holding on in the dark, silent depths. While Point Nemo is devoid of human visitors, it has become a rather popular destination for objects falling from the sky. This remote spot has been chosen by space agencies around the world as a final resting place for old satellites and spacecraft. Because it is so far from any land and shipping lanes, it is the safest place on Earth to crash large objects that are re-entering our atmosphere. This prevents any risk of debris falling on populated areas or causing damage to property. It has, in effect, become our planet's very own spacecraft cemetery. Over the years, more than 260 pieces of space debris have been directed to this region. These include old spy satellites, cargo ships that once supplied space stations, and even entire space stations themselves. Russia's famous Mir space station, which orbited our planet for 15 years, ended its journey here in 2001. It broke up into thousands of pieces as it burned through the atmosphere, with the remaining fragments plunging into the waters around Point Nemo. It is a strange thought that this lonely part of our world is littered with remnants of humanity's ambition to explore the heavens. In the coming years, this unusual graveyard is set to receive its largest resident yet. The International Space Station, a marvel of engineering and international cooperation that has been orbiting Earth since 1998, is scheduled to be deorbited around the year 2031. This enormous structure, the size of a football pitch, will be carefully guided to its final resting place in the waters of Point Nemo. Its descent will be a spectacular event, marking the end of one era of space exploration and adding another significant chapter to the history of this strange, remote location. The use of Point Nemo as a target for space debris highlights a modern challenge. What do we do with the technology we no longer need? By guiding these objects to the most isolated spot on Earth, we are trying to manage our impact responsibly. However, it also raises questions about the long-term effects on this unique marine environment. Scientists are keen to study whether the materials from these spacecraft, such as metals and fuels, could affect the delicate and sparse life that exists in the deep ocean below, turning this remote spot into an unintended experiment. For scientists, Point Nemo is more than just an empty space on the map. It is a valuable natural laboratory. Its extreme isolation from land-based influences makes it an ideal location for studying the pure state of the ocean and atmosphere. By taking measurements here, researchers can get a baseline understanding of global environmental conditions without the interference of local pollution or nutrients from nearby land masses. The data collected from this region can help us to understand large-scale climate patterns and the overall health of our planet's oceans. Furthermore, the study of the life that survives in this nutrient-poor environment offers wonderful insights into the adaptability of living organisms. The unique bacteria and other microbes found near the hydrothermal vents on the seabed are of great interest. They thrive in conditions of extreme pressure, complete darkness, and high temperatures, using chemical reactions to create energy. Studying these extremophiles helps us to understand the absolute limits of life on Earth and may even provide clues about what life could look like on other planets or moons in our solar system. This remote region also serves as a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of our world. Even here, in the most isolated part of the ocean, scientists have found tiny particles of plastic. These microplastics are carried by ocean currents across thousands of kilometers, demonstrating that our human footprint reaches every single part of the globe, no matter how distant. This discovery at Point Nemo is a sobering message about the pervasive nature of pollution and the urgent need for us to take better care of our shared planetary home, from our bustling cities to the loneliest corner of the sea. In the end, Point Nemo is a place of paradoxes. It is empty, yet it is a graveyard for our highest technology. It is nearly lifeless, yet it holds clues to the very origins of life. As we continue to explore our world, Places like Point Nemo remind us that there are still vast, mysterious frontiers right here on Earth. They challenge our spirit of exploration and deepen our appreciation for the complex and wonderful planet we all share. The ocean's loneliest point is not just a void, it is a place that holds stories about our past, our future, and the enduring wildness of our world. Fact Media, unveiling the world's most mind-bending truths.